Good morning everyone, welcome back to a new vlog. I hope you are all doing well. It is Saturday morning and actually that is kind of a lie. It is the morning but it's nearly midday. We had a super big lie-in this morning because we were out quite late last night at a Halloween party with our friends and it was so much fun. I actually had a bit of a panic with my Halloween costume because it didn't arrive in time and I was planning to vlog the whole get ready process and it was such carnage because my outfit didn't arrive. I had no idea what to wear. I was scrambling around like an hour before we had to leave. So I just literally threw some makeup on and did a little skeleton makeup look. And I just used some black eyeshadow and there we go. But it was a really, really good night. Jack went as Pablo Escobar, so he looked very, very 70s in his wig and his shirt, and it was so much fun. We had such a gorgeous night with our friends. It was lovely. It was really good like catching up with everyone, and I always feel like this time of year we see our friends quite a lot because there's quite a lot of events that happen in the next kind of couple of months. And I've started planning some bits for December as well, some Christmassy things with the girls. Also our Friendsmas dinner I've started to organise, so I'm really looking forward to it. This is my favourite time of year for hosting because everything just feels so cosy and I feel like our house really comes alive in the cosy months because of the fire. I don't know what is going on with this lump in my hair. I used the Colour Wow mousse last night in my hair because I wanted it to be like really volumized and like big curls. The curls did drop very quickly, but the volume was there. It was super, super big, my hair at the root. But now this back bit is just not playing ball. Can you see that big lump? Anyway, Jack's gone to work today. He has got a few bits to do. We actually didn't have like a super heavy night. We only had like, I don't know, a couple of glasses of wine. Jack had a few beers and that was it. But we got back and were so hungry because we hadn't eaten any dinner before we left. So we put some hash browns in the oven and we're in bed eating the hash browns with Basil at like 2 AM. So feeling a little bit tired this morning, but all is good. I think I'm going to head to the farm shop this morning and pick up some bits for dinner tonight and for a roast tomorrow. And then I think I might spend the rest of the afternoon out in the garden. I've got so much tidying up to do. The broccoli needs a serious cutback. I think I should probably start taking out some of the summer vegetables that are kind of gone over a bit. And oh my god, the compost area is just such a mess because it's been so windy and I keep just like dumping things down and just leaving it. I really want to plant my spring bulbs soon because it's still quite mild outside, so the ground is like perfect for planting. But I need to order them, so I might order some spring bulbs later today and I'll show you which ones I'm getting. And also I thought I would show you how I plan the spring planting because I want to sit down and go through everything and like plan everything out and decide what I want, where and what bulbs I want to buy. So I thought we could do that later today and then cook a yummy dinner of some kind. I'm not sure what we're going to have yet. I might have a look in my recipe books and potentially make something new, but we shall see. I'm going to get dressed and I actually have a couple of new in things from Suzanne. Only 2 things, but I need to try them on and they look absolutely beautiful. So I thought I would show you them quickly. Sometimes I find with Suzanne that the trousers can be quite big on me, so often I do get them taken in a little bit. But firstly, I picked up these shorts. I am such a shorts and tights girl. I love it in the autumn. There's something about it that just feels quite feminine and girly. I don't know, it feels quite youthful and young, and I really love outfits like that. So these are a really lovely wool, kind of like mottled brown colour. Turn-ups, really lovely buttons down the front. They're sort of like a tortoise shell. And I got these in a size 34 and I think these are gonna fit. They look like they're gonna fit well. And they've also got belt loops and pockets. So I absolutely love these. I'd love to find a blazer to match these shorts. I might have a little look on Vinted later today and see if I can find like a brown, sort of mottled brown blazer, because I think that would be really lovely to add to my collection, but I'm loving these. And then I got a pair of trousers. I've been on the hunt for a corduroy brown pair of trousers since last year. It was top of my wish list this year, and H&M actually did have some, but they just weren't right. They weren't kind of like the exact style that I wanted. I really wanted them to be quite thick and stiff. I know that's probably not like your usual criteria for trousers, because it doesn't sound very comfortable, but I knew that I wanted something that felt quite well made and just good quality, and Suzanne is just the best quality. So I found these. I got these in a 34, I think. Yes, 34. So I'm hoping they're gonna fit well. They've got button, belt loops, pockets on the back. It's quite a large corduroy, and they're like a wide leg trouser, quite flared. So I probably will have to take these up because trousers are always too long for me. But I'm really hoping these are gonna look nice. To be honest, I might not need to take them up. With a heel, these might be good, but I was thinking as like an alternative to jeans, something like this in the autumn winter is so lovely. Even just with a really simple cashmere roll neck and a heeled boot, so gorgeous. So I love these, so I'm really excited to try these on and see what they look like. I'm just gonna go to the farm shop, pick up some bits, and then come home, I think. I was gonna pop into the garden centre, but I don't know. I wonder if any of you, I know I've got a lot of local Kent people that follow, and I wonder if any of you can recommend any garden centres or nurseries around Cranbrook, because I tend to go to Cranbrook quite a lot, especially for Hartley's and things like that, and I don't really know of any garden centres in that direction. I usually go to either Napita, which is one of my favourites, Ripley's, also love, and Runwood as well, but they are all sort of the other direction. So if anyone can recommend any good garden centres in Cranbrook, that would be amazing, because I feel like then I can do Hartley's and a garden centre all in one rather than sort of driving all the way across. These are the trousers on. They fit like a dream. The 34 is definitely the perfect size for me. The waist is just the perfect tightness. There's not like loads of room gaping around. I feel like with trousers like this that are quite high-waisted, you really want them to fit perfectly rather than having loads of space at the top. Love the design of this. It just feels very snug and lovely. They are a little bit too long. I do think I'm on my tiptoes right now, so if I had flat feet, they're way too long. So I do think I'd need to get these tailored. I think potentially in the next week I might take these to the tailors. I have a few other pairs of trousers that I could do with getting taken up, so I might do that. But I kind of still want them to feel long, because I feel like these are the perfect sort of trouser to wear with a heel, a heeled boot specifically. But also I'd like to be able to wear these with a flat, like a loafer, because I think I just get so much more wear out of my trousers when I can do both. So we'll see what the tailor says, but how gorge are these trousers? I absolutely love them. I've just got them on with this cashmere roll neck, which is from a brand called Novo London. I actually have, I think, every single colour in these cashmere roll necks, because they are so soft and they are such good base layers. They are a little bit see-through, but I kind of don't really mind that, to be honest. Most of the time I either wear these like underneath jackets or underneath jumpers. They are just so soft, but unfortunately I don't actually think the company is trading anymore. I'm gonna have a look, and if it is and I can find these, I will leave a link below. But they're bodies, so they have little poppers like a baby grow, and I love that because it keeps them really nice and tight into your trousers or whatever you're wearing. But anyway, I love these. I think they're gorgeous. If you're the same height as me and you're quite short, I'm 160 centimeters to be precise, then yeah, and you love these, you definitely would need to look at getting them taken up unless you're wearing a super high heel. But if you're taller, these will work perfectly. I do kind of wish Suzanne did a petite range, because that would be perfect. If these were in a petite leg length, they would be absolutely perfect, but I'm gonna see if the tailor can do anything with them. I don't know if this material is gonna be a little bit tricky. We shall see. Okay, these are the shorts on. The material is absolutely lovely and I really like the shape of these. I like a pair of shorts that are almost a little bit A-line. I think they're a lot more flattering on your legs than something that's quite straight and almost feels like a bit too snug. So I really love these. They are a little bit too big around the waist. This is what I mean. I feel like sometimes in certain brands, probably most brands to be honest, you almost have to go off like the item rather than your normal size, if that makes any sense, because these are the exact same size as those trousers. But that's not really the end of the world, to be honest, because I've got a little bit of room to tuck in some big jumpers and I can put a belt on, so it's fine. I really, really like them. I like the style of them. I probably wouldn't wear them bare legs in the autumn winter because it's way too cold, but with a pair of tights and a knee-high boot, I really, really love these. I think I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of these shorts, and I've actually had brown wool shorts on my wish list since last year, so it feels very good to tick things off that I've been looking for a while. And I just haven't been able to find the perfect thing, so this is definitely ticking all my boxes, so I'm very happy about that. Okay, this is my outfit of the day. Very simple, easy outfit. I've got jeans from Zara. These are just dark denim jeans. Then the cashmere body that I just showed you. And I've just chucked on my little H&M barn jacket. I really love this. Such a good, easy throw-on jacket. And then I have got these boots on, which I've had for about 5 years now. And I actually completely forgot about these boots. They've been in the, oh, Basil, oh, Basil's just watching the leaves outside. He was like following them with his head when they're blowing around. It's so windy out there. Anyway, I've had these boots for ages. They were in the country wardrobe downstairs. Oh my God, look at all the hops on the floor. And I wore these to death all the time, and then I just kind of forgot about them, and I've put them on today and I forgot how much I love them. They're super chunky. They're from Moretta Footwear. I think they are very practical because they're sort of like a waterproof suede, so they don't let in any water, and I used to wear these literally constantly all the time, to the pub, on walks, all the time I would be wearing these boots, and I forgot how much I love them. I really like the little details on them. They're very gorgeous, and if I remember rightly, they were a really good price, so hopefully they're still available. They are about 5 years old, but I really like this, and I like the brown, the chocolate brown with my belt. And then I'm going to bring my Demilier handbag, because I've just got everything in it, my big chocolate brown bag. So let's get on the road and get to the farm shop. I don't actually really know what I need to get, so I'm just going to do that thing where I walk around and just hope that the visions are going to come to me while I'm walking around. Okay, farm shop is done. I picked up some really good bits actually. I feel like when I'm in the farm shop, I get so much more inspiration for what I want to cook. I don't know, it's just like walking around, I think, oh, that's a good idea. So I picked up some ribeye steaks for tonight. I think I'm gonna do dauphinoise potatoes, steaks, and maybe like some maple glazed carrots or something. A little bit inspired by our favorite meal at Boys Hall. And then tomorrow I got us a really nice bit of pork with some crackling. God, some people just drive like, it's like they drive and they're not really thinking about what they're doing. Jack absolutely loves pork, especially crackling. I don't really like the crackling that much, but I do like pork. So that is gonna be tomorrow's roast, which will be delicious. And then I got a couple of other little treats. I got some crisps, I got a cake, a little loaf cake, which looked so good, and there was only one left, so I couldn't leave it. And just a few other little bits and bobs. So that was fabulous. I've also got myself a matcha, which I know what I've been saying about matcha, but the iced vanilla matchas from Hartley's are just the best. Also, while I'm on the topic of the farm shop, I feel like now is a great time to say that if you have the means to shop locally, whether that's at a farm shop, whether that's a greengrocer's, a butcher's, a bakery, any sort of independently owned establishment, I suppose, is so important. Now it's just such an important time, and I feel like, you know, the price difference between the supermarket and at a butcher's or a farm shop is actually not that drastic. I have been very surprised at the amounts of kind of like the weight that you get from the butchers, the weight of the meat and the quality of that meat compared to the supermarket is honestly like incomparable. And obviously it is a slightly more expensive option for food shopping, but if you have the means, even if it's just once a week where you get one thing from the farm shop, I just feel like now more than ever it's so important to support not only the farming industry but also small businesses. It's just a really scary time. I never really talk about these sort of things because I just feel like it's not really my place to. That's not what my content is about, or you know, anything, but I do like to talk about things that I feel really passionate about, and the farming industry is something that I am really passionate about and something that I do really care about. And I have a lot of friends, like Jack's family are also within that category, the agriculture world, they are in that category, and I feel very strongly that we need to look after those people. Farmers are really under a lot of strain and it really worries me. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that whilst I have just been to the farm shop. And that's not to say that I don't still shop at supermarkets, I definitely do, but I think it's just a balance. And if you, obviously it's a very privileged position to be in, to spend you know, a lot more money than you would at normal supermarkets, but if you have the means and you are able to, I would encourage you. And also it's so lovely, I just really appreciate the community. Jack's family have always got their meat from the same butchers every single week, and I just love it. I really love it. It's like, it's just an element of like village life that I think is very special, and it's something so small that I feel really appreciative of, and it's so nice to have that sort of culture. Jack's grandpa used to shop at the butcher's, now Jack's dad does. I just love it, it's so nice. And now me and Jack go to Hartley's, and I love the guys that work on the butcher counter, they are so fabulous. And it's just so nice, I just really appreciate it, and I'm always so fortunate and grateful to be in a privileged position that that we do have the means to sort of support these places. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. I'm heading home, it's 1:15, where has the day gone? It's so weird when you have a bit of a lie-in, or we have a late night, the day just flies by. So I'm gonna get home, unpack the shopping, and I suppose get cracking on some jobs in the garden while it's still sunny. Right, back home. Hello you. Right, we're gonna go outside in a minute. Come on, off. I thought I'd show you what I picked up in my box of goodies. It's very heavy. I always pick up a bag of these crisps, the Sussex, they're not for you, Sussex Crisp Company. These crisps are so delicious. They're really like strong vinegar. I got this little box of stuffing mix. I got this last week when I made a roast for myself, Jack and Ben, and it was so yummy, so I thought I'd pick up another one. I probably won't use the whole thing, just for me and Jack. This is the little loaf cake I got, apple and cinnamon crumble cake. I thought that looked delicious, maybe to have that for pudding, or we can have that tomorrow. I got a nice block of some Montgomery cheddar because I needed some cheese, so I've got a nice big block of that. I got some mushrooms because I thought we could have these with our steak tonight. I just got some normal woodland mushrooms, but then I also got this one because I thought that looked really cool. I then got some baking potatoes. These are some big old potatoes. We actually still need to harvest about 3 trucks of potatoes, but they've been in there for so long, I don't know what they're gonna look like. I got the steak, and then a pork loin. It's a boned and rolled pork loin. Some cream for the dauphinoise potatoes, some milk because we ran out, and I also got an apple juice. I love this apple juice, it's so delicious, the Owlet juice. So yummy. So that is what I got in my box. So good. So I'm going to put all this away and then get myself straight outside, get my gloves, change my jacket to one that's more mud appropriate, and we can crack on with some stuff. It's so windy outside, so I don't know how well I'm going to be able to vlog, but we'll give it a go. Right, I have just been having a little bit of a tidy up of the raised beds. We have still got so many things growing. I think the weather is just so good this time of year. For some reason, we've got so many tomatoes still coming. Literally, look, we've got loads. It's just still so warm out here. Really need to give these tomatoes a bit of a cutback, to be honest, so I think I might do that next. But yeah, we've got loads of them. I actually harvested a couple the other day under all this growth that needs a good cutback. We've got some massive ones under here. Some of them are starting to slowly turn, but they're still looking really good. I have taken out the basil and I've just given the broccoli a bit of a chop because it was going to seed so quickly. So I've cut this all right back. As you can see, here's my little remnants. So this is looking a lot better, but we've still got so much broccoli in this bed. This is my autumn winter vegetables. So we've got the leeks growing in here, the cavolo nero, the Brussels sprouts, ready for Christmas. These are actually looking so good. Look at these. I'm so excited about these. And I've got some swede growing in here as well. I think I might take out this rainbow chard because I think that is a little bit too rubbery now and not the nicest consistency for us to eat. Peppers are still going quite strong. This one's getting a bit wonky, but look, we've got some really nice red peppers on this one. And then the green peppers and the snack peppers are still going strong. Got this gigantic courgette that I don't know what to do with. Parsley is absolutely thriving. This has done so well. And then we've got our gigantic courgette that's worming its way across this entire bed, which at both ends have got so many shoots on. So we've still got courgettes coming, which is really, really good. Look at these little ones down here. Really good to see. The nasturtiums have just absolutely quadrupled in size, still flowering, still looking lovely. A little bit dead under here, so that probably needs a bit of a thin out. But I'm super happy with everything. The dahlias did get a massive battering in the wind and the storm that we had, so this one's not looking its best. But we've still got so many buds, so many gorgeous flowers on here. I'm definitely going to grow some more dahlias in my cut flower bed next year because they are just beautiful. I want to grow some burgundy, deep red, kind of like more autumnal dahlias for this time of year because just, oh, I love them. They're so stunning. So that is sort of my raised bed project that I'm doing today. Just a bit of a tidy up. Definitely need to sort out those tomatoes, look at the state of them. But this is looking all really good, and actually it has been quite low maintenance at the moment because the weather's just been perfect, so I haven't really needed to do too much out here. One big job on my list that I really need to do is sort out this area. We're actually going to get rid of this sofa, I think. It is so manky and so disgusting. I think we'll actually just take these cushions to the tip and then potentially just keep this wooden frame in the shed. So I need to sort out that, put that away, and the umbrella, that needs to go back in the barn. And this corner needs some serious help because I have been super lazy and just left everything here. And it needs sorting out. This hanging basket needs to go in the compost. I've got some mint that's growing that's just, oh, it's just such a mess. So this really needs a good organise. And I need to get my potting table all sorted and all neat over here. So I think I'm going to do that now because it feels like it might start raining. So I want to get this done so that I feel a little bit accomplished today. Right, I've had a good old tidy up of all of this. These are the pots that need to go back on the potting table. And then over here, I have got loads of empty pots. Everything was sort of just, you know, gone over after summer. So I'm thinking in these pots, I'm actually going to plant some bulbs for the spring and, well, for the spring, I think. I'm going to do loads of muscari in all of these pots so that I can decorate all of the tables, maybe bring some inside. And I love these pots. So that is next on my list. But days like today are just my absolute favourite. It's beautiful, low sunshine. It's warm. I've got all the sheepies out here. It's just lovely. I love spending time out here in the garden, even if I'm just doing like the most useless, silly things. Hello! I've come inside. It's 3:10 and I just thought I would do a little bit of planning for my spring planting and get my bulbs ordered. So I thought I would show you how I do it to just be a little bit more organised and know what's going on. So I always order bulbs from Farmer Gracie. I think it is such a great website. They're packaged really well. The quality of the bulbs is really, really good. And I think you get great value for money compared to just like your normal chain garden centre. When you're buying quite a lot or you want something a little bit different, I think Farmer Gracie is really good. So firstly, I go through and sort of just browse the spring bulbs and see what I fancy, if I want anything new, and then I add them all into my basket. And then I write a little bit of a list. So I've started by writing down all of the bulbs that I'm wanting to plant. And then I sort of see where I can put them and if I think I'm going to need any more. I look at the amount of bulbs that I'm getting as well and sort of base it off the size of the container or wherever I'm putting them. So over here, I've got 3 different sections where I want to plant bulbs. So firstly is the trough. I didn't actually plant any bulbs in there last year, but this year I really want to because I think it would just look so gorgeous. So we're going for a white theme. I think it would just work really nicely against the barn. And the other side of the barn has the white rambling rose. So I think it's just quite cohesive. So we've got the ranunculus, the anemone, and then a couple of tulips going in there. And then the cut flower bed, which you might remember from last year, I want to just add a few more bits. And I'm kind of thinking I might double up my cut flower bed and do another one this year. So this is kind of like a work in progress really, but I've got a few different things that I want to plant in here. The main theme for this is sort of like more pink and butter yellows and those kind of colours. And then my pots, I am going to do muscari. So I've got Baby's Breath and White Magic, which are these two here. They're just so beautiful. Baby's Breath is my absolute favourite spring flower. I think it is just so gorgeous in pots. Really nice clusters. They look so gorgeous. So that is how I sort of plan things out. And then these other things I really wanted to mention because I absolutely love these 2 little books. They are so handy. This one I picked up from the garden centre last year or the year before. And I love this. It's really, really good. It's so small, so it's really handy. You can just flick through it. It's basically got information on anything you could need. So sometimes it's just nice to read a book rather than Googling it. And I really like just flicking through to the certain point that I want to read about and have a little look about what it says. When we were building our vegetable garden, I used this quite a lot and it was really handy. And then the second thing that I love, and I have mentioned this a few times before, is this. This is my Martha Stewart gardening book, month by month. And this is just amazing. So as you can see, I've been looking at the October section. But we are now in November because it's the 1st of November today. I mean, just look at this outfit. Can you tell where I get my inspo from? Because it's literally Martha Stewart. And I just really love looking through this. She does a little journal at the start of each month. So she'll say what she's kind of doing, what's on her to-do list. Obviously, she lives in America, so the climate is quite different to here. It's very, very drastic. They get really, really heavy snow where her farm is. So, oh, and also this is very old. This is from the 90s. So things have updated a lot since then, but I just really find it interesting to see like little things that I can tailor to my own to-do list. So lots of different things that she does in here: pulling up old plants and composting them, checking the rose climbers so that they're nice and stable, ready for the winter, cleaning the garden equipment and storing it, raking the leaves, lots of different things that she is doing in November. And then this chapter sort of goes on to lay things out a little bit more. She goes into the vegetable garden, shows what's sort of going on there. Look at the state of her tomatoes in November, and ours are still like bright green. It just shows like they obviously have really, really hot summer, and then the temperature kind of plummets quite quickly. But I love reading this book. It makes me feel so inspired, and it also makes me want to have the biggest garden. It just makes me want to spend my whole life planting things, because it's just so great. So that is this is kind of like my gardening essentials, really. This book we use just for the garden. So we wrote down everything that we planted when we first put things in the beds. I wrote a couple of reflection notes, a to-do list, and this was the first time that we planted anything, so I really wanted to take note of it. I wrote down the prices of things, and yeah, I just wanted to keep a track of what the names and everything that we'd planted. I just kind of wanted to keep track of everything that we'd planted, so that this year around in spring, we can look at this and say, right, last year we got this many broccolis, we don't need that many, we got this many things, whatever. So yeah, I feel like it's very handy. Does anyone else spy on their dogs when they're outside on their own? Because I love seeing what he does. I always think, what is going on in his brain? I've got all the lamps on in the house. It's starting to get dark. I think I'm going to get the Dauphinoise potatoes done so that when I'm too tired in a couple of hours, it's already done. And then we can just whack the steaks on and put some carrots in the oven and pan fry the mushrooms. I think that will be my best bet. I'm starting to feel tired. Right, I need a pan. Let's get this lamp on. Potato, cream, cheese, garlic. I feel like Dauphinoise potatoes is the easiest thing to make. I always serve it as a side when we're hosting because it's just so simple, but it's very effective and very delicious. So I'm gonna peel these potatoes, cut them really thin, pop them in a saucepan which will have cream, oh, and milk as well. Some cream, some milk, and the garlic, and then I'll let that infuse for a little bit. Actually, I'll do that now while I'm peeling these. That would make more sense. So I'm going to put my cream, milk, and garlic cloves into a pan and just let that simmer. Wow, that is good cream. I'm just gonna let that simmer and let the garlic infuse the liquid, and then pop my potatoes in there afterwards. I don't really ever measure this out very well because I just kind of wing it and I just sort of put in what I think. I feel like this has been my perfect weekend so far. I love going out on a Friday night because it feels like you've got such a long weekend. Friday night out, or with friends, or hosting, and then Saturday night, cozy, at home, watch a movie, cook a nice dinner. The evenings feel so much longer in the winter. So I love a Saturday because the evening just feels so long. Pop those in, give that a mix. I'm gonna add in some pepper and a little bit of salt. Give that a mix around. I don't know if I need 2 of these potatoes. I think one's gonna be enough. Basil, this way. Good boy. I could hear you. you at the other door, funny boy. Okay, dauphinoise potatoes are done and they are looking delicious. And now we are just doing the steaks, the mushrooms, and then I think we're gonna do some cavolo nero as well because we've got quite a lot left. And that is our Saturday night dinner. The steaks look unbelievable. How good do they look? And the mushrooms. Is this called an oyster mushroom?
I think so.
We could have just got some of those.
That's still.
Yeah, we could have just got some of those out the woods. Afternoon. It is Sunday and I haven't actually vlogged much today because Jack and I have just had such a lovely day of being super relaxed. We haven't really been doing loads. We took Basil on a really long walk in the woods this morning. It was beautiful sunshine, and then we got back and we were actually going to go to the pub and we decided let's not do the pub, let's sit in the garden and have like a little cheese board and a glass of wine. And honestly, that is my favourite thing to do in the garden, is almost like treat your house and garden as if it's a restaurant. Make the effort, make it look nice. It was so perfect, I loved it. And we are just about to start cooking dinner. But before I end off this vlog, I wanted to give you a bathroom update because I think I am gonna run a nice bubble bath and get all cozy, get the fire lit, and then cook a roast dinner and hopefully have a very early night ready for a fresh week because it's Sunday. So I need to show you the bathroom. I am so happy with how this room's come together. It's still very echoey in here. I need to sort of add a few soft furnishings to just soften up this room a little bit. I'm thinking to add a couple of hooks onto the back of the door and have some really nice dressing gowns or maybe some towels hanging up. And obviously we need to get the radiator cover in, which I think will soften the space. I'm also contemplating a runner in here, just something really easy, like a ruggable rug. I have had one of those in the past that are so easy to clean and you can just put them in the washing machine, just to kind of soften the room because it does sound very echoey. But I haven't put the lights on because I kind of want to show you it in natural light as much as possible. It's getting quite dark, so it's not super bright in here. But we have some finished tiles. The tiles took ages. I can't remember if I've spoken to you about the tiles or not. I think I have, but the floor is finally in. The floor isn't quite finished. We still need to add the beading around the edge just to finish it off. But I need to order that and then Jack and I will do that ourselves. I just wanted my brother to come and fit the floor whenever he was available. So we tried to slot that in. If you don't know, my brother has a flooring business, which is why I always get him to help with the floor, and he is always very willing to come and help us with the floor, so he always does it for us. And it looks so good. I think this colour is just perfect for the room. So let me give you a final look at the bathroom. So I am losing the light in here, but this is the final floor that we've gone for. It is a click system. I am pretty sure I've explained this to you, but I can't remember. So sorry if I'm repeating myself, but click system, super soft underfoot. We went for just a really thin cushioned underlay just to make it feel a little bit warmer. and I am so happy with this colour. I just think it works so well with any paint colour in any room. It's very durable. I just love it. We actually just gave Basil a bath in here because he was so muddy from his walk, and it's just perfect. Even if he's like shaking and soaking all the floor, I just wipe it over with a towel and it is literally fresh as anything. So yes, you can kind of see the edges where we need to add the beading. Basically, with a click system, you have to leave a tiny gap around the edges so that it has enough room for movement. If you butt the wood right up to the wall, then it is a possibility that they could sort of come up. Just with like general movement, when the house gets cold and then heats up again, just things like that, it can make the planks in the middle pop. So you want that little bit of movement at the side. And what my brother usually does, I can't see anywhere where he's done it actually. He's hidden it very well, but what he usually does is put tiny little nails in the edges just to kind of secure them into place so they're not going to move around, because these are not glued down. We haven't used like a latex or anything for this. So yeah, and then the beading just kind of sits along and neatens up all of the edges. But it's worked perfectly because I want to get the radiator cover on before we do the beading so that we can match it up to the edges of the radiator cover and it can just look really nice and neat. So that is the next thing we need to do in here, and obviously the cover, and then aside from that we are literally finished. But I love it in here. I think it just works so well. The floor colour just merges into the Dimity paint colour, then we've got the marble tiles, and then back to the paint colour, and I just love it. I'm so happy with it. I will show you how it's looking with the lights on. I'll pop these wall lights on as well, because I feel like the lighting in here gives it this really soft, pinky, really warm tone, and it just feels so cozy. I really love it. Obviously it's so echoey, I really need to sort that out. I'm thinking a couple of hooks on the back of this door, just to bring in a bit more softness and some more upholstery kind of things in here, I think will really soften it. And I am contemplating the runner, so let me know what you think. I'm kind of thinking to do something that's sort of cream, but maybe got a bit of a brown pattern so that I can match it into all of the dark elements that we've got going in here, the mirror, and then obviously the artwork as well. But I'm so happy with this room. It's exactly how I imagined it. Everything's worked so well. One thing I did think about last night actually was potentially adding a mirror onto somewhere around the window, because we don't actually have a mirror above the sink. Obviously the sink is positioned under the window, which is lovely because you get the view in the mornings. However, it's a little bit impractical if you're like brushing your teeth, washing your face. You have to keep moving over here to this mirror. So I'm kind of wondering whether to put a bit of a hotel style mirror that can hook onto the wall, either this side or the other side, that can kind of act as like a bit of an arm. Almost like one of those zoom in mirrors. I'm kind of thinking that could work quite well. I am just unbelievably happy with this room. It's turned out exactly how I imagined. I love it. It's the perfect space. I think when we have guests over, they are also going to love it. I've actually got Nadia coming to stay at the end of November, so she will be probably the first guest to use the bathroom, and I'm really excited because I think she's gonna love it, and it just feels very hotel style. So I'm kind of hoping we can get the beading, the radiator cover, potentially that mirror, and then a runner maybe done before she comes. So I will obviously update you on these little things, but the majority of the bathroom is pretty much done. We are pretty much finished, and I'm so happy with it. So yeah, I just think the tiles have completely transformed this space, and it just feels so much more elevated than how it was before. So I'm really happy with it. I think it is perfect. I love it. I'm so happy. So next on my list is to get myself some nice bubble baths, ready for all of my winter bubble baths in here. So thank you for watching this vlog. I hope you have enjoyed a bit of a slow wintry weekend, and I will see you in the next vlog. I have been planning like there is no tomorrow for December vlogs and some November videos, and I am so excited for this winter's content. I think it's going to be a very lovely couple of months. Lots of things happening, lots of different events, and I just love this time of year. Although it feels quite hectic and I have some weeks where I really feel like I'm chasing my tail, I am excited and I think it's going to be lovely. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next vlog.